Can you hear me? I'm sorry this is taking such a... I thought I knew what I was doing because I've done this before. Let me turn on the Q&A. If you see the Q&A, let me know if you can hear me. Okay, I'm just waiting to see if Valerie can jump on and making sure that you guys can hear me. I really was trying to get where all of us were on the screen. So, well, I'll wait to make sure that you're on.
I can respect that.
Oh, yay, there's Valerie.
For the love of Pete, 17 things to download.
But you're in.
I did it!
I'm trying to get, and I should have tested it before. Sorry.
That's okay. Let me...
Trying to wait for Becky to jump on.
I had to keep clicking a bunch of stuff.
I know, I'm sorry, but now we're good. And hopefully in the future, I really wanted you guys to not just hear me, but to also see each other and chat with each other.
I used to do 2 different webinars, but then they started charging. I'm like, I'm not paying monthly fees because I could do PowerPoint, they could see me, they could ask questions, it was great. And then all of a sudden, all these Avon people started like getting on there, and then it was expensive. I'm like, really?
What was it? What was the program? Uber or something?
I did a couple different ones.
Okay, so I think Becky's just watching. I don't think she's going to be able to join. So, Becky, you see this up here is Google+. I think you have to have an account, not just the Gmail. But let me see if I can share my screen. Let me get that up. I think you have to have this.
What is it? Dragons?
But Becky, now that you downloaded what you had to download, let me send you the links again on Facebook so you can join us, because I really want you to talk with us. So check your Facebook. Check on the links again. See if you can get in on.
Go cost your fancy magic some sense.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to take a walk when you sent me that message.
Huh? You were what?
Get ready to take a walk.
Oh, not yet. Wait a little bit. So you're motivated because you're losing weight and you're ready to start shedding pounds?
I already have, and now I'm motivated to get my money back before my husband has a cow.
I know. Let's do that.
And he drank all my life. He drank all my stuff. I'm completely out. Today's my last day. So now I'm mad.
Let me tell you something exciting. I just got an email. I just got paid for you buying that kit. It goes through that fast.
You're welcome.
Just to let you know that, let's get some people to buy those kits on your team so you can make your money back. Because you'll get it. If they buy it early, you'll get it the same day. You get paid the same day. So I love that.
Well, I'm excited to get some product because I have people that I know are going to want to try it, and I want to get it into their hands.
Yeah.
I know I talked to my AUL today. She had to get a nighttime job 6 days a week cleaning offices because her paychecks are $10.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But she's not interested in your opportunity?
Well, everybody wants to try the weight loss stuff, but she owes $800 to Avon, so no, there's no way.
Yeah.
But I just feel bad because that's horrible. You know, she's an advanced unit leader and going to lose her title because her people have nothing. And
yeah,
I think there's I feel bad, but I think there's a big opportunity for people to kind of see things differently. And I loved that call last night. That lady was, I couldn't even imagine $250,000 on your team. That would never happen. I mean, that's
active, not just in your team, but active. People that are placing orders once a month.
Well, she said it was 80,000 that were active.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But still, that would never happen in Avon. That would never, it's just not mathematically possible.
No, and because we want to get paid 3 generations, and you made that comment. But even if we get paid down to our 7 generations, we just didn't have the duplication like we have it here.
Well, obviously, it was major duplication because you can't train 80,000 people. Like, hey, let me call you. There's no way. Like, that's just amazing.
Yeah. All right, I think Becky. Oh, yeah, Becky's on.
I couldn't even imagine $250,000 team. That would never happen. I mean,
we can hear you. Let me see what Becky's doing.
She said it was 80,000 that were active.
Right, exactly.
I think I clicked audio and I clicked video. There was 2 different ones I clicked, so my face is up there.
Because we want to get paid 3 generations, and you made that comment. But even if we get paid down to our 7 generations, we just didn't have the duplication like we have it here.
Well, obviously, it was major duplication because you can't train 80,000 people.
You're going to make sure that the camera.
Amazing. All right, don't be recording all that.
Oh, yeah, Becky's on. Okay, we're almost there. I'm trying to see what Becky is doing. Let me see what Becky is doing.
Well, she said it was 80,000 that were active.
Right.
I think I clicked audio and I clicked video. There was 2 different ones I clicked, so my face is up there.
Because when we get paid 3 generations, and you made that comment. But even if we get paid down to our 7 generations, we just didn't have the duplication like we have it here.
Well, obviously, it was major duplication because amazing. All right, don't be recording all that.
I am. I can't even see what's going on.
All right, Becky, so waiting on you to see what's going on. Can you talk to see if we can hear you?
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now. Do you have a camera?
I do. It should be on, but it's not.
Click on look, move your mouse on top and then look for the camera and click on there.
Look, I'm sorry, what? I hear another sound. Is that, do you have something running in the background?
Oh, I don't know what that's from. Oh, you know what? Everybody, click, you see the microphone on top? Mute your line. Mute your thing. You just move your, if you move your, you see that, Becky? Yeah. Okay, so I think to get rid of the background noise, we'll just mute yourself, and then when you want to say something, then just mute it, and then I'll mute it. Okay, can you hear me? Okay, awesome, yay! So we still can't see you, Becky, but hopefully that'll come on. Make sure also go up there and look for the camera and click on that. Click on the camera so we can see your face. All right, let me get my PowerPoint up. So do you guys want to just straight to the, do you want me to just jump to the call, or do you guys want to talk about it, introduce each other? Is that your baby? Okay, so let's go ahead and let me get my screen saver thing, my screen share. Okay, so at any time, guys, if you don't hear what I'm saying, just, unmute yourself, or if you have any questions, just unmute yourself and jump back on. So so I can hear y'all. So this is our 9-week blitz. I'm excited to this is a huge commitment that I made, and now, like, everybody knows, because it was just between me and Lisa, and then she's told everyone. So now the pressure is on for us to for me to make this happen. 9 weeks, and it's okay if I don't make it happen, but it's not okay if I don't make it happen, because I really, 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 really want to do this. And I'm just that type of person that I have to be I have to be up there on stage, and I want to represent you guys. I want to represent us. I want us to say that we did it as a team. And because of my past with Avon, I want to I have the training. I don't want to wait another 2, 3 years, 4 years to make this happen. I need to make it happen now. At least get to the point where I'm making decent money, and then just shoot up from there. So that's the main reason why I need to get to platinum, so I can be making money with my business. So people aren't telling me, well, the different things that people tell you when they find out that you've been doing this for 8 years and you're still not making money. So I want to be able to say I made the switch, and within the first few months, I made it happen. So I started in March, and I really haven't had the start that I need to make this happen. I need to get into massive action, and for me to get to platinum, I need to have 3 5-stars on my team. 3 people that are at 5-star levels. And when we're going to go talk about the numbers in a minute, and this really is simple. This is such a simple plan. I got excited when I told Lisa, when the conversation first started about me reaching platinum by August, so I can be platinum when I go into ignition. She told me that this plan was designed to be achieved in just 3 months. It is a simple plan, because if you just get into action and start seeing the duplication, you can get there. Now, the company only being 3 years old, I understand why most people have not done it, or no one has done it in 3 months. So when we do this, we're going to break a record, because there's only 3 platinums. And the first one did it in 2 years. Lisa did it in 2.5 years, and then the third one just did it. And I'm not sure how long. I think she's been in the company since the beginning for 3 years. So it took her 3 years. So we're going to be the ones that are going to break the record, and we're going to go into momentum and say, okay, we did this. But the exciting part to me, guys, is that when I do this, I'm going to have the steps for you to make it happen. And when you get to the people that choose to partner with me and run with me, and when I mean run, is because it's going to take massive action. It's going to take making those phone calls, and whether we'll feel like it or not. And we'll talk about that in a second. But once I get somebody to 5-star, you're going to be making money, and you're going to be closer to platinum, to be making a significant amount of money. And because the plan was made so easily, the platinum is not huge amounts of money, but once you get there, the numbers start working, and the duplication and the geometric progression starts happening, and by the 4th year, you will be producing whatever goal you choose to. you know, 5, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, whatever goal you choose to take this to. If you were on the call this morning, I was talking to Richard Burke, and I told him my story, which he told me I need to work on that. I need to give a more powerful presentation in 90 seconds, and I'm going to write that down. And but I told him that I'm here to be making, you know, I want to be a top earner. I want people to say I want to be earning $100,000 a month like Isabel. And we have the company, and we have the right business to make it happen if we follow the plan. So my goal right now, my immediate goal is to put enough people on my team to find those 3 go-getters that are ready to shoot up to platinum. They're ready to go to platinum. Excuse me, they're ready to go to 5-star. 3 people to 5-star. To make 5-star, you need to have 4 people on your first generation that are active, but you need to have 20 active people on your first and second generation combined. So because you're just getting started and you got to get that momentum going, you're going to need more than 4 people on your first generation to make the 20 happen fast. You know, in order to make it happen fast. So I'll tell you in a second what our focus is. 2 of your first generation people have to be 3-star. So you have to have 2 people in your first generation. They have 3 under them, and everybody's active. So in this example, these are probably, it could even be this, you know, but they have 4, they have 3, they have 3, they have 4. Everybody has to be active. So I mean, according to this example, there's 4 3-stars here, and 20 combined, first generation, second generation. Okay. Okay, at this point, your team sales really don't matter. You just have to have the activity. You just have to, so in order for somebody to be considered active, they have to have at least $100 on their auto ship. Okay, so this is what I think is going to have to happen in order for you to get those 20 people. But the exciting part is the bonuses that are going to come with it. I see it as having a goal to have 7 people on your first generation. And if you are launch qualified, meaning that you bought your launch kit to launch your business, and if you haven't done that, it's not too late to launch to buy your kit. So when you bring in your first person, you're going to get 200. When you add with the launch kit, the second person on your team that buys the launch kit, you'll make 250. 350 you'll make it with the third one, and then from the third one on, you'll make 350. For if they buy a launch kit. And this is money that is paid daily. Now it depends on when they buy it. If they come in, it's late in the evening, you probably won't get paid till the next day. But Valerie bought her kit this morning, and just before I got on the call, I got an email saying that my money has been deposited and I transferred it to my debit card. And we'll talk about that later. You're gonna have the option of transferring the money to your black card, or to your bank, or both, or however you want to do that.
Hey, did you want to change the slide?
Oh, can you not see it? Oh, yeah. Which one can you see? The one with let me get back to
just the 9-week splits.
Oh, you're not seeing the other. Okay.
I see it to the side.
Oh, I don't know why it's not changing. I was changing it, but let me go back to the window. Yeah, I do see what you guys are seeing now. Okay, maybe it's a little slow. Let me go back to that. Okay, the fun part, my computer just froze, so give me 1 second.
Gotta love it.
Okay, but while my computer unfreezes, so I can figure out, let me go by this slide. And I know it's hard to read, I'm sorry. So 200, 250, 250, 300 for the next one. I don't have it memorized, I'm saying it wrong. 350. Okay, so it's 200 for the first, 250 for the second, and then 350 on. So if you bring in within those 90 days 7 recruits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that'll give you bonus of 2,200 total. Okay, can you see that? I'm sorry, guys, my computer just froze. So hopefully it'll freeze in a minute, and we'll go back. So, and then down here you have your second generation. So we also get paid launch. We get paid on those launch kits on our second generation. We get paid $50. If you bought a power launch kit and they buy a power launch kit, we get paid $100. But if you came in with a launch kit and they came in with a launch kit, you get paid $50. So you know, here on my diagram, we have this person brought in, the first person brought in 2, the second person brought in 1, the third person brought in 3, the fourth person has 2, the next one has 9, you know, and then so everybody that comes in with a launch kit, you'll make $50. So I have a total $650 from your second generation. So this is where the duplication has to happen, and it has to happen fast because I'm trying to see if I can get my computer unstuck, because we need them to start multiplying. We need them to start recruiting. And you know, our system, our business, they don't come in to sell, they come in to recruit. But it's so important for you guys to get into action so you can expect the same thing from your team. Because if they see that you're not bringing in people, they're not going to be in a rush. But if they see you moving and producing, they're going to do the same thing. And on our next conference call, we're going to talk about getting your team, getting your business partners started right so they can start duplicating. I'm sorry, guys. My computer just totally froze.
You're doing great. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to switch slides. Okay, so I wanted to show you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to close my program to see if I can get it on stick. Hold on 1 second. Hopefully I won't close Google Hangout.
Hi, Valerie.
And I'm glad you're on now, that we can see your face. Control, delete. Messenger.
My wonderful Avon in the background.
Hello. Trophy City.
Yeah, my trophies are up high. My junk is behind me.
But they don't equal money. They just equal trophies.
That's right. Can't sell them.
And that's what my husband said. He goes, $200,000 increase, I get a trophy. He's like, you don't get any money for that? I'm like, nope. Just a trophy. I stand on stage for 30 seconds. And
oh, you're kidding. 200,000 increase?
For my team. Wow. My team did a $200,000 increase, and you don't get anything for teaming. You just get a trophy. Now, if you do personal sales, you get to buy stuff out of the junk catalog, but so.
No. You know what? Just recently I sold some of my Miss Albies. So I made some money on that.
Mine stay in the box. My boys will destroy everything.
Okay.
Yeah, some people sell them.
I'm bringing it back up. I'm sorry, guys. Alrighty.
Isaac, your stuff's ready. You can finish your lunch.
Yeah. Okay, so we were here. Okay, I'm not gonna open the whole screen because let me share my screen. Okay.
Now, Isabel caught me. I was on my way to take a walk. I'm like, oh, before the rain hits again.
Oh, you got rainy days there, huh? Where do you live? Where do you live, Valerie?
I'm near Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, okay. I'm in sunny California, so no rain today.
Okay, so can you guys see this screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I was saying. I think you need to focus on getting 7 people on your first generation, so you can have 2 that can get to 3-star as soon as possible. Now, like I was saying, our goal is to get everybody recruiting, but everybody's going to recruit at their pace. So if you get 7, you make $2,200 in first generation bonus, 200, 250, and then 350 on. And then on the second generation, everybody that buys the launch kit, you'll get $50. So that's the 650 second generation bonuses. Okay, so this has to happen in the first 90 days. Now, after the 90 days, you still get bonuses on the launch kits, but it's only $200. But that's still good money. You know, you're still making money, and then if you choose to relaunch later to have more material and to get those big bonuses, you can. So my goal is to get more launch bonuses so I can have that money to relaunch. Because I'm only down to 2 boxes now. Okay, so when you get to 5-star, you're also going to be making here at the 5-star, you make 7% on your 3rd generation. But you also, we get paid 35% on our 5th recruit from our 1st generation wide. So starting with the 5th one wide, you're going to make 35%. I love that. I think that's huge. So if you have 7 and they all have $100 auto ship, on 3, which is $300 team sales with their, from $100 ownership, 35% of that, you're going to make another extra $100. So as a 5-star, this is no matter what. When you're 5-star, you're going to make the 5-star bonus of 400 plus going wide about and this is just about 100. If their auto ship is 185 or more, then this is going to be more. But I'm just basing it on the minimum $100 required. So that'll be $500 guaranteed at 5-star. But as you're building wide, so right here, not everybody's recruiting, but you're still getting bigger. You have 7 first generation and you have 13 second generation. When they duplicate, if everybody brings in 3, or at least 5 of those 13 bring in 3, now you're going to have 15 more. So your 3rd generation is going to be, it's going to be 37. 37 times $100 each, that's 3,700 times 7% that we get paid. That's another 259. So $400 star bonus, $105 going wide bonus, 259 on your 3rd generation, 7% bonus. You're going to be earning about $764. And again, that's just an estimate because it's going to depend on how many 3rd generations you have and how much your auto orders are for everyone. This 7% is based on this 37. I based it on $100 auto orders because that's all that's required. But you'll have people that will get on both products and the auto order will be more, at least 180. So this is what I want you to expect. As a 5-star, the question is going to be, how much am I going to earn? About 764. But it's all going to be based on recruiting, on multiplying, and that's what our business model is. So it's not going to be that hard. It's just the challenge is just going to get your team into action, and the way you're going to do that is by following the steps. You following the system, you being connected, and have them following the steps. But this is your ultimate goal. When I first looked at this slide, let me go to this. I was like, well, I don't want, it just didn't look very my vision. But when I looked at it, I was like, wait, this is my vision, because they call it a pyramid scheme because it's supposed to look like a pyramid. And then the next level and the next level, each level gets bigger and bigger. And that's what's happening here. You had 7, then you had 13, and then you're going to have 37. And, you cannot predict how many people will bring in and who or what. But you will start seeing that pyramid because that's our business model. I hope that makes sense. You know, so, and this is what the 4-year career talks about. You with 4, and that turns into 16, and the 16 turns into 64, and the 64 turns into 158 to have an equal of 348. But Richard clearly tells us you have no control of who is going to do the work or not. But it's still going to work. These numbers might not be exactly this, but you're still going to see every generation getting bigger. You know, and Valerie and I were talking in the beginning about the call last night that Richard had. I'm like, my God, how inspiring. How inspiring that she had like 80,000 people active in her team. And her team is so big that she doesn't get paid on all of them. But, you know, I got really emotional when she talked about how, you know, what if I would have gave up? Because she did overseas, I forgot what country she said. She went to go to an event, and during that event, they allowed all the children that were there at the event to get on stage, and it was like 200 and something children. You know, and so she said, what if I would have quit when things got hard? And she talked about lots of stuff going on with her company and with their team. It was mainly her company and the product. But if she would have gave up, she wouldn't have touched all those lives. And this is your potential. This is what I want you to see. You know, you're not recruiting for you. You're recruiting to share the business opportunity with others. And whose life are we going to be able to touch just by asking them, hey, are you open to taking a look? Okay, so this excites me. These numbers excite me because I know they're not going to be exactly this. Not everybody's going. Some people will quit. Some people will be inactive. Some people will give up. But some will work the business, and our second and third and fourth generation will always be bigger. And that's not what we're used to with Avon. You know, I don't want to be bringing up Avon all the time, but I just have to turn that in because all 3 of us come from Avon. And we're used to our first generation being over 100, and then our second generation maybe 13, if we're lucky. So that excites me. Okay, so you're tracking. We got to keep track of our tracking, and this is on the back office. And you know, I'm going to start keeping it on my computer, but I just printed it out and I write it down. But you gotta keep up with your tracking because I'm losing track of people, and I don't want it to happen to you. Somebody sent me a message on Facebook and she said hi. And I was like, oh, I was supposed to get with her. Well, I was embarrassed that after talking to her, I remember that I was supposed to send her an email. I mean, a sample, and I never did. But after talking to her, I got her as far as a 3-way call with Lisa and forgot about her. If somebody is excited enough to be on the 3-way call with Lisa, I shouldn't forget about her. But I did because I lost track of my tracking. So it doesn't matter if you use the one that's on the back office, or your own. Just start writing your names down and start tracking who you talk to. And sometimes you start having conversation on Facebook with somebody that you don't mean to. Right before I got on the call with you guys, somebody sent me a message, and I knew that because she says, hey, can you talk? And it was somebody that I would have prospected, someone that I reached out to and say, hey, are you open to taking a look? And she looked and she said, no, this isn't for me, but she's been seeing my activity on Facebook. And I said, and she said, hey, can you talk? And I'm like, yeah. So now I'm going to send her a 4-year career, and I'm going to send her a sample. So my point is, you have conversations without meaning to. Just because it comes up, make sure that you're writing them down. But it's all going to start with your list of 20. Make sure that you always have a list of 20 in front of you. And what I want you to focus on is always start your week with 20. Because that's going to be your goal, is to go through at least 20 or more a week. So just start with your first week of 20. Make sure you have them written down, and it's okay to bring them on to the next week if you didn't get in contact with them or you lost them somewhere in the shuffle. So have that list in front of you. It just makes it so easy to get on your phone, get on your desk or on your kitchen table or wherever you work, and open your list and say, okay, I'm going to call so and so. And even when you're not working the business, have your list available, whether if it's on your computer, on your home screen, I forget what it's called, where you can just click on it really quick, or your tablet where you always have it in your purse, because someone will, a waitress, or you'll run into an old friend at McDonald's or whatever, and you know that, oh, I need to add them to my list, and you don't necessarily want to give them all that information there, but you need to put them on your list so you can remember to go back and talk to them. So always have your list handy. I have mine on a tablet, and I try to always carry it everywhere I go, so you can always be adding to it. Okay, so let's talk about the tools, guys, because this is your business. The Freedom Tribe CD, I just bought some, and this is available that you can buy them. You can buy them in bulk. I think they come in 10. I forget. But this is the video that you're going to be emailing to people. But what if you are? I heard someone say, I think it was Eric Worre. I was listening to a training a while back, and he said that videos and links are great, but it's more powerful to hand somebody a CD. So if you can, whenever your budget allows, order the Tribe CDs. I think they're like $1 or $1.50 each, and just have them handy. So when you're having a conversation with somebody, and when you say, hey, what are you up to? And they ask you back, hey, what are you up to? And the conversation leads to you sharing your business. And, you know, you don't want to give them all the information there because you don't want to sound like you're selling, or because you're in the middle of a baseball game or whatever. You can just say, well, listen, if you're really interested in learning more, you know, if I give you a CD, will you watch it? And then we'll talk later. You know, something I like to say is this isn't the right time to talk, like if I'm talking to a cashier or a waitress, but let me get your number and I'll call you later. So you can just say that and then give them the CD to hand them. This is another CD that I'm going to talk about more. This is a DVD. I'm sorry. The Tribes video, the Freedom Tribes is a DVD. The Wake Up Call is a CD. I encourage you to at least order one. I know those are $1 and listen to it because it's powerful. This is not about live shots. This is about how we might have an opportunity for them to have an extra cash flow. So you get them interested in, well, let me see what she has to offer, and then show them the Tribe video, whether if it's the actual video or the link. And of course, the 4-year CD that comes with our kits when you get the launch pack, but the 4-year also comes in a CD and a DVD. I think this is the DVD here. And I think those are also like $1. And then the Tuesday opportunity calls. This is something that I want you to be working towards, and we'll talk about that flow in a minute. Working towards. It's not, you're not necessarily the day of the event going to text someone and say, hey, can you jump on? Even though that's still a good idea. But you're going to be stressing yourself out and trying to get people on the link, because that's how I am. I'm like, all right. And then they have to be on Google Chrome or Firefox to listen, to watch the video. The webinar that they use will not work on any other browser except Google Chrome or Firefox. You know, and everybody's always reaching out to, I'm trying to think of what the name of the other one is. You know, the generic one that everybody goes to. So it gets kind of stressful. People are trying to watch, and you're trying to get them to, they can't bring it up, and you're trying to get them to the right browser, and they don't understand, and it's telling me this, and it's telling me that. And I went through that this Tuesday. I had 5 people that had said, yeah, I'll come and watch, and only one of them ended up watching because everybody else couldn't figure it out. So this is something that you want to be working towards as you're sharing your tools, and then this is going to be a next step, and you already give them you know, you gave them the information on the instructions on how to get on. So we'll talk more about that in a second. Okay, so you know, let's start with the invitation. It is more powerful if you are in a hurry, and I found that it's because it helps me in not having to worry about what am I going to say, and not talking too much, because you know, this morning I had a call with Richard, and he tells me, give me your story in 90 seconds. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't give it to you in 90 seconds because I can talk forever. And he told me that. He's like, you need to refine your story because I talk too much, it's not powerful enough. So you're going to be tempted to go on and on and on and off, and they're going to put their guard up. And once they got their guard up, nothing you say is going to matter anymore. So be in a hurry. Be in a hurry for you and for them, because that's going to create urgency, and it's going to help them get into action and to follow whatever you want them to do, whether if it's watch the video, listen to the CD, or whatever instructions you gave them. So you know, I'm going to say a 2-minute call or less. So if you're sitting down on your computer, or you're sitting down with your tablet with your list, and you're like, okay, I'm going to make my 5 calls today or 2 calls today, whatever you make that goal to be for you, it's get on the call and, you know, dial that number and be in a hurry. Hey, I'm glad I caught you, and I can't talk right now, but I just wanted to share something with you. And they'll be like, oh, okay, what? So, you know, you do want to catch up, and you want to say, hey, how are you? How are the kids? But don't make it into this big, long conversation, because if it's someone that you haven't seen for a little while, and they start telling you, yeah, we're doing great, this going on and that's going on, and then you start sharing back and forth, and then it's going to be difficult to say, oh, by the way, the reason I'm calling you is, you know, then you're going to feel like, you know, that you make a connection with them in the beginning, and then at the end you're going to end it with, oh, she just called me for that, not really to catch up. So that's why you want to keep it short. You know, how are the kids? Great, how are you? Well, listen, I'm doing great. And the reason I'm calling you is, and then go straight to it, and you know, and add, I'm in a hurry right now, or I love saying this. I know you were not expecting my call, so I'll make it quick. And that again, you know, that puts me in a hurry, gets me knowing that okay, I gotta get off the phone, and them too, they'll give me a minute. I have asked before, hey, do you have a minute to talk? And they're like, no, I can't right now, blah blah blah. Okay, well, I'll call you back, and that goes nowhere. So I stop asking that. I just tell them, hey, I know you weren't expecting my call, but I'll be quick. And then go into your story, which I'm going to practice mine. I'm going to get with Lisa so I can give you a more powerful way to steal your story. But, you know, I started a new business, and you have to be excited. And, you know, I know sometimes that is not, you know, you don't want it to be fake, but read the 4-Year Career book over and over and over and over until you can get excited about, wow, you know, this is going to be big for me. Because you have to be excited when you talk to them. And I'm not saying jump up for joy, but just put a little excitement in your voice. I'm really excited. I started my business. And when you're going through the conversation with that, even if they say, no, this isn't for me, or no, I don't want to look, or they give you something negative, they're going to end it with, I'm happy for you, good for you, and that leaves you feeling good. And I've had that experience. I know you're going to hit your goal, and I'm happy for you. And then maybe later they'll come back and look again when they see, you know, when they see what you're doing. A lot of people, especially if they're Avon ladies or any other network marketing company, they're going to want to see you succeed before they take the leap. So they're going to be watching you. So you stay excited through your whole thing. I just launched my business. I partner with, and that was my thing when I started. This is how I start my conversation. I just partner with great leaders in the industry, Richard Brooke and Lisa Jimenez. And I'm already on, you know, this company is going to be so great. I'm already on track to meeting my first goal. So you know, I thought of you, and I wanted to just see if you're open to just taking a look at what I'm doing. You know, I don't want you to get caught up on a script. If you need an idea of what you're going to say, you know, go with something like this. But the reason I don't want you to get caught up on the script is because if you think, okay, this is what I'm going to say, and they throw something at you like a question, you're not going to know how to answer that because you're going to be more focused on your script. So have an idea of what you're going to say. Put it on your own words. Okay? So again, be in a hurry. Tell them your story. Why did you join Avon quickly within 90 seconds, and what your goals are. You know, what do you see? What are you excited about? And hey, I thought of you. I'm wondering if you're open to just taking a look. And open. I love those words. Are you open? Because I can't think of anybody that's told me no. Most people have told me, yes, I'm open. People have also told me, if you're excited about this, I'm open to taking a look. Even if I could tell that they were thinking, no, I don't want to do this. I have been able to tell that, but they watch my video because I asked them, are you open? And some people have told me, you know, I'm not looking for an opportunity, but I'm always open to seeing what's new. Or if you're this excited about it, yeah, I'm open to taking a look. And then I just shared the link. So are you open to taking a look? They're going to say yes. And then you point to the video. The one I usually try to go to is just the tribe presentation. That's like 11 minutes long. I did this URL, so in case I'm talking to someone on the phone, I don't have to remember or look it up, just for time saving for me. My 4yearstofreedom.com. You know, if I'm on the phone, I can say, do you have a pen? Grab a pen, and I'll give you the link. And then I just say, you know, www.my4yearstofreedom.com. That's going to take them to the tribe, straight to the tribe video. I linked it so it can go to my website, but I think when somebody tested it, it didn't go to my website. So, you know, it might be an option. You're welcome to use that if it's something that you can remember quickly. And, but then I also say, what's your email? And I'll email you the video, and then you can just email them the other links. You know, the links from the live shot has that long link. So then you just point to the video, and then the next step is going to be to follow up. Any questions? Do I need to stop? Are y'all good?
You're good.
Okay. So, and I didn't want to overwhelm you guys with
We have this PowerPoint presentation. Can I?
Yes, I'll email it to you.
Okay.
And I'm also going to post on our website some scripts. I didn't want to overwhelm you with scripts, but I do want you to have access to them, to read them, to see if they can fit your personality. Because I want you to be comfortable, but I want you to keep it simple, because it has to be duplicatable. You know, how easy is for you to tell your team member that, hey, write down a list of 20 people and tell them why you joined Live Shots, and tell them and ask them if they're open to taking a look. You know, simple. Simple, 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 simple. And as you are becoming better and better, then yeah, you know, look at other options, look at other scripts. But in the beginning, keep it simple. But by the end of tonight, I will go to, I need to update our team website. But I'm going to post some scripts that you can, generic scripts that I stole from top network marketers that I really like the wording, and see if that can fit your personality. But keep it simple. Simple, that your team member can say, oh, I can do that when you're talking to them. Because, you know, people will get overwhelmed and they're like, whoa, I don't know that many people. You know, and it's not about knowing a lot of people. It's about bringing 4 and show those 4 to bring in 4 and show those 16 to bring in 4, and you start growing. Okay, so that's why I didn't put scripts on this slide, just so I won't overwhelm you. Okay, so then the follow-up. This is, and I don't use this as much as I need to, as I can. I was looking at it last night. So this is on your back office. If you're getting the marketing, I forgot what it's called, marketing something. If you log into your back office and Live Shots, go to the marketing tab, and there's tons of emails that you can send someone. So, and some of those emails have the video. So, you know, you ask them, well, give me your email. I'm going to email you a link. You know, you can go to check out those emails and email them those links. They click on it, they read information, they're nicely done. You can use this for customers, you can use this for, you know, use this for recruits. So take a look at that. Take a look at that, those options that you have in the back office. But you know, for me, it's just, what I've been doing is just email them straight from my computer and just saying, hey, thanks for chatting with me, or I enjoy chatting with you. Here's the link. So when they say yes, I'm open to taking a look, and you ask them for their website to share the video, you have to set up the next appointment. Okay, don't just wait and see for them to come back. Ask them, when will you have a chance to watch it? And they'll tell you. And sometimes they will say, somebody just told me, well, next Tuesday from yesterday. They're like, okay, I need you to watch it now, but okay. So, okay, great, and I'll text you or I'll call you next Tuesday evening. So ask them, when will you get a chance to watch it? And then according to their answer, set up the appointment to follow up. What I want you to go with this is go from appointment to appointment, you know, and I'll show you the flow in a minute. So, you know, you're going to write down on your tracking sheet, or however you're tracking it, call Linda next Tuesday at 4. And then what I usually do is I text them, did you get a chance to look at the video? If they say no, when will you watch it? And then again, set up the next appointment. But if they say, yes, I did, great, I'm calling you in 5 minutes. Is this a good time to talk? And you know, and then we get on the phone. When you're doing the follow-up, well, let me go to the next slide. Okay, so this is more or less the flow that I follow. Okay, so you start with, are you open to just taking a look? I do add the word just. Are you open to just taking a look at what I'm doing? And sometimes I say, hey, this business may or may not be for you, but are you open to just taking a look? Because I don't want them to think that I'm selling. You know, they put their guard down when they know they're going to be able to say no if it's not for them. So they'll say, yeah, I'm open. And then I'll point to the video, get their email, so I can forward them the link, or saying, I tell them, do you have a pen? And I'll give you the website. And then sometimes I do both. You know, I ask them, do you have a pen? I'll give you the website. And then they write it down. I say, well, give me your email too, and I'll also forward you the link. The reason I try to give them the link, have them write it down, is because people don't check their website. I mean, their email. You know, in the beginning, I was experiencing that they weren't. I wasn't hearing from them. And then one lady, like 2 weeks later, she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't looked at the video yet because you know, I don't check my emails every day." So that's why I have them now write it down, and then I also email it to them. And then I'm texting them, did you get a chance to look at the video? So they know that, oh, I better go watch that video, you know, at the appointment time. And that's another reason why you want to set the appointment time, is because they know that, oh, she's going to call me, I better watch that video. Even if it's, you know, they watch the video right before you call them. So so then you follow up. And when you're following up, once they say, yes, I watched the video, this is a powerful question that is going to open up a conversation for you. What was your favorite part? If they can't think of a favorite part, they're going to start negative. You know, they're not for your business. But, you know, if they start with the product, wow, they're probably going to be a customer. You know, if they go into the business, and I can't think top of my head what people have answered to that, but that's just a good way to start the conversation, and you'll know where to take it next. If they're excited about what and you'll know if they're excited. If they're excited about the possibilities and they see it, then your next thing is going to be to do a three-way call with me. If they're not excited about, they're like thinking, well, maybe, then they're not ready for a three-way call. You want to save that three-way call for when they're excited, so that after the three-way call, we can say, okay, let's get you signed up. You know, that needs to be your last resource. So if they're not excited, then you want to give them a video. I mean, you want to give them a book, because they're not excited, they didn't get it. And the 4-year career book is the next step, so they can read it. This morning I was talking to someone that told me no when I shared, and she's done other networks. She's done Seal or something, another network marketing company. In 4 months, she gave up. She said no. She did give me a referral. That referral also, I followed up yesterday and also told me no. But this, you know, the first lady that told me no, she sent me a message on Facebook, and I just got off the phone with her, and she still wasn't like, oh, I'm in, but she was asking me about what I was doing. She's looking at my activity on Facebook, and she asked me about, well, what is this 5-star that you're working for? Because, you know, I took a picture of the poster and I put it on there. You know, so I asked her, well, you know, what's your perfect business and how much do you want to be earning? And asking those questions, you being curious about your prospect is probably going to be your best tool, because you need to find a why. You need to find a pain. And I didn't do that with her before. I should have, when she told me before that she was doing, that she did another network marketing company, I should have asked her why. What were you looking for? And I didn't, but this time I did. This time I asked her, what are you looking for in a business? And she really couldn't answer that. So I asked her, how much do you need to be earning in order for you to be worth your while? So through our conversation, she told me that her husband is in his 60s, and he's going to retire soon, and they're not going to have the money. So I asked her, how much money do you need to be earning when he retires? And, well, I need to replace his income. And, well, how much is that? Well, $5,000. Well, what's going to happen if you don't create that income and he retires? You know, well, she's going to get on panic mode. So my next step with her was, I'm going to mail you a sample, and I'm going to mail you the 4-year career book. I want you to read that, because she needs to get the business model, because she already gave up on network marketing once. And then once she reads it, I'm going to set up, she's local, so I'm going to go have coffee with her and just talk about the possibilities of network marketing. So they need to get network marketing if they don't already get it. And then your next call will be a 3-way call. And never assume they get it, because I have talked to network marketers that have been in the business for years, and they still don't understand why network marketing is so powerful. So that 4-year career book or video, because the video is also on blissbusiness.com is Richard Brooks' generic site, and you'll see the video to the 4-year career video. So if you're out of books, or you can't mail them the book for what reason, email them the video. It's not to me, it's not as powerful as the book, but it's still something that talks to them generically about network marketing. So once they do a three-way call, if they still they're not saying, okay, I'm in, I'm buying my kit, then we introduce them to the Tuesday webinar. So what I want you to do here, the flow that I want you to get in the beginning is just the video, or beginning is just you and the video, and then it's three persons, you know, you, I, you, me, and them, with the three-way call. And then you want to make it more powerful with them seeing the stories, and them hearing Lisa and Richard, and you know, and getting the whole picture of the whole tribe, of all our company. So, and every time you take them from one step to the next, and there's more than just you, and then more than just three persons, and now it's the whole company, that's going to build up their excitement, and it's going to validate what we're saying, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense to y'all? So and that's why I was saying that we don't want to do a three-way call if they're not excited, because we need them to have some point of excitement on the three-way call, so that everything that you've been saying validates. Everything that they're thinking, well, this sounds good, now it's going to validate, because now you have the second person telling them the same thing. And if it's still not enough, well, jump on this webinar, and now you have this multimillionaire telling them the same thing that you and I told them, and that's just going to close the deal. You know, but if they still say, no, I don't think this is for me, and we're not going to take them to the next step. We're not going to go from step unless they're willing to. If they say no to the video, or no after the video, then it's over. You know, we're not going to be pushing them. You don't have the time or the energy to convince anybody, and that's not duplicatable. So as long as they didn't say no, you take them to the next step and the next step. But, you know, so you end and they're still not in, then you just say, okay, well, can I follow up with you in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months? You pick that date just to see if anything has changed for you. You know, and an example is this person I was talking to you. Her name is Vicky from this morning. You know, she told me no, but she's watching, so now I'm taking her to the next step. And you know, you honor their no. That's what Richard Tisha says. You honor their no, and you move on, and that keeps it duplicatable. Any questions on that, guys? We're good? Okay, so let me give you this example of person to person, and this is where this little wake-up call CD, which is only $1, get some of those when your budget allows, because so you're talking to, I love talking to waitresses. They might not necessarily always be your best prospects, because they might not have the money, but you never know. You never know when that person is ready to do something different, because they're sick and tired of always being broke. And it's good practice for you to just talk to strangers. So, you know, let me use the waitress example. I went out to eat with my sister-in-law, and I go to this restaurant very frequently because it's by my house. I didn't recognize the lady. She's an older lady, maybe in her 40s, and usually only kids work there, like high school kids. But she looked familiar, and I asked her, hey, you look familiar. So the conversation came up that she worked at a grocery store nearby that I frequent a lot too. And on her own, without me asking, she told me that she moved there. Or maybe I did ask her. Maybe I did ask her, why'd you quit? But I don't think I did. I think she told me on her own. Oh, I know what happened. I told her, because I've had people from that grocery store tell me that they love it. You know, I started talking to the cashier, and they say, yeah, I love it here. The people are great, blah, blah, blah. So I told her I thought that was a pretty great place to work for. And she told me, yes, it is, but they kept on overlooking her for promotions. Or they kept on giving her promotions, but they weren't increasing her income. So she needed something better. And then she said on her own, I know that she did tell me that on my own. She says, you know, I like it here, but I'm not making the money that I was expecting. Well, as a waitress, of course you're not going to make the money, but maybe she was expecting more on tips, because it's a pretty busy restaurant. And then I left it at that, you know, and then we placed our order, and we ate, and she kept on checking up on us. And then I got this CD out of my purse. And then I asked her, are you familiar with network marketing? And she knew a little bit about Amway, so she knew it a little bit. And I had my live shots on the table because I mixed it with my water there. So as soon as I told her network marketing, she picked up my empty envelope, and she's like, well, what is it? She knew that's what it was, you know, that it was a product from my company. So I told her live shots, And I didn't give her much information. I just told her this is, this is my vitamin drink. But I don't know, and this is what I said, I don't know if this business is for you or not. But are you open to taking a look at how my business works? And she said yes. So I got her email and I got her phone number. And I said, great, I'm going to email you a link. And then I gave her this CD. And I learned to always ask, does your CD player work? Because I give them CDs and then later I follow up, oh, my CD player doesn't work in my car, so they didn't listen to it. So I asked, does your CD player work in the car? And they say yes. And I tell them, listen to this CD on your way home. And so this is going to pick their attention. This is talking about money and how there's a better way, but not really about life shots. And I think it's only like 4 minutes. And it's Richard talking. He does an awesome job. So I just say, listen to this on your way home. So there's my first touch. And then I got the email and I asked her, when will you get a chance to look at it? And she says, well, when can I call you? And she said, my next day off is Tuesday at 4. So I wrote it down. And, so then I take her through my thing. I invited her to Tuesday's webinar. She couldn't get on because her computer was down, so she's still in my pipeline. I'm still trying to get her through a call if she's interested because she hasn't watched the video. But this is what I want. My point here was with this wake up call CD. When you talk to someone in person, that's going to be their first touch. This is kind of like, well, I was going to say the 4-year career, but not really, because it doesn't talk about network marketing. It just talks about if you keep the track that you're doing, what is your life going to look like in 4 years? And some people have found a way to make life better. So that's going to get them to think, okay, well, what is it that she's talking about? And then we take them to the same pipeline. And guys, it doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to. You can give them a 4-year career book first, and then give them a video. And then people will say, well, I need to try a sample. And they watch the video, and then they want a sample. So then you give them a sample. But what I do try to do is I send them a 4-year career with the sample, so they can be looking at the opportunity, be learning about. And I tell them, can you read this book? It's a quick read. It's only going to take you about 2 days. Because I want them to commit to at least going through it. So while they're tasting the sample and reading the book, now they're excited, and now I'm going to do a 3-way call. And then, to the opportunity meeting, if they didn't say yes. And something that I like to use, guys, when I'm not sure if it's a yes or a no, but they're not saying, it's sounding pretty positive, I ask them, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 meaning you're going to join, where are you? And that gives me an idea. They're like, well, a 10. Well, great. When are we going to get you started? Or let me introduce you to Lisa. If they're a 10, I'm like, okay, let me introduce you to Lisa. But if they say, well, 4 or 3, as long as it's not a 0, I'm like, well, great. Let me mail you this book, and it'll teach you more about the business, or whatever. Or let me mail you some samples so you can try them. Okay. Any questions? Does all that make sense? Does that help? I guess is the main question. Yes, we're good? Okay, good. You guys are awesome. And I'm gonna get better with my skills. And I know you can't see it very well, but okay. So this is not for everyone, but I say not for everyone because not everyone's gonna do a launch event, and that's okay. But I still want you to know this process, because you will, if you're not a person that wants to do a launch event, you will have people that will say, oh, wow, I know so many people. Someone asked me about the product yesterday, and I showed them a video about the product without knowing anything about the company. They're like, oh, I know so many people that I can market this to. How do I get started? She was ready to get started just by watching the product video because she was excited. So she's going to have some people that, she says, this is my passion. As far as she's talking about the vegan drink, this is my passion, and I have so many people that I can sell this to. So she's going to be a perfect candidate for a launch event. She's going to get her launch kit and then invite people that she knows that she can market to come taste the product. So know this process of how someone should launch their business. And if they say, no, this isn't for me, as far as the launch party, that's okay. Let's just start making your calls. But still, you don't want nobody wants to limit this to their team because this is also going to be duplicatable. So, and this is the relaunch. You know, they bought their kit, they booked their, they want to book their launch event within the first 10 days. And the thing about events, people don't want to do events because we've all had a party when hardly anybody shows up, you know, and it's not pretty when you're sitting there and it's just one or two guests. You know, I've gone through that, not just with events, but with meetings. So, you know, so it's okay. Encourage them that that's okay. People said they were interested and they were coming, so just that's when the relaunch comes in. They just repeat and they set a second launch event on 7 to 10 days afterwards. Okay, so they build their list, and that's on our getting started. You make your list, you set the date for your launch event, and then you strategize. You do your event, and then book a second event 7 to 10 days after your first event, and invite the people that didn't come. But if the power between a launch event is somebody said, yes, I'll come to your party, and they couldn't come, well, now they can follow up and say, hey, I understand that Tommy got sick or that you had to work or whatever. So no big deal, but I still want you to take a look at what I'm doing. Can we meet at Starbucks? And I'll bring you a sample, and I'll bring my computer so you can watch the video. You know, so one-on-one. Okay? So just get familiar with that process. Okay, get plugged in. I don't want to keep y'all so long because we had such a bad start. And you guys are doing an awesome job at getting plugged in, and I thank you guys. You are, and I know that people out in California, our morning calls are so late. So I know that, I took that off in a second, so we can see each other. I know that 6:30 in the morning is kind of too early for some people, I just got with Lisa. I'm going to be recording the calls for her, and I'm going to have access to getting the recordings posted on our page. And it's, you know, sometimes the training is like, okay, I already knew that, but it doesn't hurt to listen to it again. And you will have people on your team that have never done network marketing. So you guys are awesome for getting plugged in. Every morning, you know, what a great way to start your day and get you on the mindset that I'm going to start working business. I'm going to start working my business. So let me see if I can pull up my slides again. So and you know what it is. It's, you know, the national calls on Sunday with Richard Brooke. That's great training, and I'm working on getting that up. On our page. I do have him there, but he basically gets us through, gives us the skills that we need to have a successful business, from the invite to the presentation, through working through objections, to what is that one with prospecting with, I forget, but prospecting. So make sure that you're listening to those replays that Richard does. So Richard is every Sunday, and it's only a series of 10, I think, and we're like in our 6th one, I think. So there's only 4 more with Richard, but there's always going to be training. There's always going to be training on Sundays, and then Tuesday they do that live opportunity meeting. But before that, they do a short little training. This coming up Tuesday, there's going to be some big announcement. I have no idea what it is, but I'm sure you guys seen that. So try to jump on. I think it's 6:30. I forget the time. 8:30. I think it's 8, or it might be 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock Central. So we'll see what that is for you. So make sure that you're on that on next Tuesday to see what. I don't know if it's an incentive that's coming. That they're going to announce something coming for the summer to help us. I'm thinking it's an incentive because they're talking about, you know, to help us work through our summer months. So watch that. And then Ignition, guys, I understand. Let me look through my lights to see what I'm leaving out. I understand that. I understand the commitment of the money that comes with Ignition, but if we make this happen, when I get to Platinum and I make it happen before Ignition, you guys want to be there. And I have no idea what they're planning for us, but Lisa told me that we can expect something big because we're going to break a record. You know, we're going to break a record of how soon someone, and we're going to set an example. And Richard loves to spoil his team that are working. So as we're working towards September, and I'm going to keep you guys updated on how we're doing, and it looks like we're going to hit it, you got to find a way to get to ignition. Okay? All right. And then, you know, having those launch bonuses, figure out what needs to happen. How much money do you need to have secured through those launch bonuses so you can get to ignition? So, okay, so you so make that happen. Let me know what needs to happen in order for you to get to ignition. I don't want this being our first ignition as a team. I want you to be there. I want us to be there as a team, because when I get recognized as platinum, it's not going to be me. It's going to be me representing you guys. You know, it's going to be us that did it together. All right, so get to ignition. All right, Richard. Let me get back to my slides, and it's not showing up anymore. I don't know why it went out. Hold on one second. Okay, but my slides are not showing up anymore for some reason. So I'll get to the point. Oh no, I still want you to see this. Okay, my slides are gone for some reason. I can't. They won't come up. I can't share them. But this is another website that I want you to get familiar with a little bit. Even though Richard brings a lot of stuff to us, but Richard, it's just blissbusiness.com, and generic training. There's some books on there. What Richard recommends. So check that out. Blissbusiness.com. Just so you can have something extra to do. Okay, so the plan. I hate that you can't see my slides now. I don't think you can see them. Let me try it one more time, because this is the formula that I want you to think about. And since you can't see my slides, write it down so we can start wrapping this up. 591. That is the formula that I want you to think about. And so what that means is, let me try it one more time. My slides. Nope, it's not coming up anymore. Okay, I don't know what happened to my slides, but I'll just describe it. So 5 is 5 invitations a day. And because it's going to be like 2 minutes or less each, because you're going to be in a hurry, can you do that throughout either first thing in the morning or throughout the day? Just call people and say, hey, I don't know if this is for you or not, but I'm excited to share with you what I'm up to. Are you open to taking a look? And you know, you can also, what I do on Facebook too, I send just people that I'm connected to, of course, but they've never talked to about my business. I just say, hey, can I ask you a question? And they say, sure. I know this is going to sound crazy, but would you be open to taking a look at how you can increase your income or having a second stream of income without interfering with what you're currently doing? Because when you ask someone, hey, do you want to look at my business? They're like, no, I'm already working. And so they're thinking replacing their income. So I tell them something that is not going to interfere with what you're currently doing. Are you open to taking a look? That's just something that I would say to a stranger on Facebook. So 5 invites a day. And yes, they can be on Facebook. But can you do that every day if it's only going to take you 2 minutes to ask people to take a look? So that's the 5. If you do that, if you do that for 5 days, Monday through Friday, you're going to have 25 invites. If you do that Monday through Saturday, you're going to have 30 invites, 30 people that you ask, are you open to taking a look? So your goal with that is to have 9 people that say, yes, I'll take a look and look at your video. And then you put them through your pipeline. And out of those 9, you're going to have, on average, 1 person is going to join your team. And I'm sure you heard the stats before, 10 out of 1. So because we have the tools here, it's more like 9 out of 1. 9 out of 1 person are going to join your team. If you do those numbers every week, you can average one person a week. I mean, how awesome would that feel like if you have 1 person a week joining your team? Just because you were willing to ask 5 people every day, are you open to taking a look? And not letting the no's bother you. And being okay with you feeling uncomfortable because you don't know what you're doing or having that fear, let the fear push you. Don't let the fear stop you. I know it gets nerve-wracking, but once you get into that groove, you get that momentum going, you're going to be awesome. So, with 4 brand reps hitting, 4 brand reps joining your team a month, in 1 year, you will have about, actually 2 years. In 2 years, you will have 100 brand reps. Now, again, I hate to keep on bringing up Avon, and I'm not going to do it after this anymore, but I have to say this point. 100 brand reps in 2 years from Avon will be pitiful. But that's all you need here. That's all you need to have that massive action and duplication happening on your team. There's so many, I forget now when Richard interviewed Margie last night. I think it was like 60 or 80 joined her team in the first year, and now she has this massive team of 80,000 that she doesn't even get.
Listen.
Yes.
You said 100. You mean 100 personal that you sponsored?
Yes, in 2 years.
Okay.
Is that right? Did I not do my numbers right?
No, you just said 100 on your team, and I didn't know.
I mean on your first generation. I'm sorry, I left out the first generation. Yes, you personally sponsor. So think of the possibilities. What is that going to mean on your second, third, fourth, fifth generation? If 1 out of 5 duplicate, or 2 out of 5, or 3 out of 5. So yes, those are your actions. So you're going to show that to your team. You're going to show each member to duplicate, and then the numbers start looking beautiful. Okay, so let me go back to my slides. So if you have that team of 1, and I hate that you can't see my slides, but I'm going to email you the slides. If you have a team of 100 first generations in 2 years, and these are the numbers that I got from Live Shotz. I didn't make this up. This is the slides that they have on our back office. Out of every 15 new business builders that enroll in your company, you will have 1 leg leader, 1 strong leg. And what that means is you're going to have 1 go-getter that is really going to be building. And, is not just going to be playing around with the business and recruiting when she wants to, but is really going to take this job serious. And you're going to have a strong, maybe strong platinum on your team. 1 out of every 15. And numbers of leaders' legs. So if that happens, out of every 15, you have 1 strong leader that is really really gets it and is really building this. What Live Shotz is saying, after 2 to 4 years of building that strong momentum, I'm trying to look at the numbers. Let me see. 1 little leg. Estimate monthly income after. Okay, so this is their estimate. After you building at that rate in 2 to 4 years, this is what you're going to be able to see. The first year, you're going to be earning about $5,000. The second year, you're going to be earning about $5,000. The third year, however, you're going to jump to about $15,000. The fourth year, you're going to be at $25,000. The fifth year, $50,000. And the sixth year, there's no telling where you'll end up. But again, if you work the numbers, if you do the 5 a day, no matter what, and you teach your team, and guys, I do have to confess, Live Shotz, I tweaked the numbers in the beginning. The numbers that I just gave you, those are Live Shotz. The how much you'll be making after 1, 2, 3, 4 years. But Live Shotz said 2 a day. 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day. Because we're trying to get our momentum and we don't have time to wait 2 years to make some money. I moved it to 5 a day. Let's do 5 a day and see where that takes us. It's just 3 more a day of asking that you open to taking a look. That's it. So we can do that. So our numbers can probably be even better. But 2 a day is going to get you there. 2 years, in 2 years, $5,000. That's all right. But 3 years, 15. 4 years, 25. Fifth year, $50,000. And it all starts with you. If you're going to find those 15 leaders, out of 1 strong leader out of every 15 that is going to get to work to help you multiply some massive numbers, you need to set the example. You need to be doing the work whether you feel like it or not. 5 a day, whether you're sick, whether you're don't feel like it because you had a bad day, just make the calls.
Are
Okay?
those amounts per year or per earnings per year?
Yeah, earnings per and I hate that I don't know what happened to my slide. I don't know why I can't pull up my slide share anymore. Let me try it again. No, it's not coming up. But I'll email you that so you can see them. Okay? But I just can't say it enough. Us being consistent is going to be the key, because your leaders will follow your example, and they will ask you. How did you come in, and did you have the lunch? The person that I was talking to this morning, she asked me. I think everybody has asked me, did you come in with the launch kit? Because they're looking at the numbers, they're thinking, oh, I don't know, So I think if I remember right, everybody has asked me, and now you guys are launch kits. You guys can say, yes, I bought my launch kit. And I tell them the truth. When I first came in, I only came in with the $49 one, but within 2 weeks, I bought the launch kit and I told them why, because I needed the tools. I needed to be sharing. And one of the main reasons for me, though, was because if you don't buy the launch kit, you only make 5%. If you buy the launch kit, you're going to be making 7%. And I didn't want to miss out on that extra 2%. That's craziness. So your team is gonna be watching you. You're gonna set the speed of your team, and that's why I just put it out there. And I dream too big. I do have to say that. But that's why I was willing to say, you know what, I need to get to platinum by September, because my team is watching. And if I want them to succeed, they have to see me succeed. So, okay, so to go back to those numbers, so and these are, again, the numbers from Live Shotz. So with what we just talked about, having that formula, contacting 5 people a day, so you can have 9 people that say, yes, I take a look, so you can have 1 person that joins your team a week, and keeping that momentum so that out of every 15 you have a go-getter, not just someone that joined, but a go-getter that's ready to take it to the top and is thinking big. That's going to, your 4-year career could easily be in 4 years, 4 or 5 years from now, $100,000 a month. And that's going to give you an asset value of $2 million. That means that you have to have $2 million invested in order for you to be earning that kind of money. And there's no way I could ever, without this profession, be anywhere close to that. So let me go through my life to see what I'm leaving out. Do you guys have any questions? Well, there's a lot I'm leaving out, but I'm sure that when you look at the slides, it's pretty self-explanatory, and since you can't see my slides, I'm going to leave it at that, so you can continue with your day. I'm looking at it. Okay, so yeah, let me tell you this. When you get to 5-star, the next level after 5, and we've already talked about the income, your potential is going to be about $7,000. I mean, $700 a month. But you're going to be, the next level up is going to be bronze. And to be bronze, and look how easy this sounds, guys, because to be bronze, you only need team sales of $5,000. And I'm comparing that to like an AUL. 20 active team members on your team on your first and second generation, team sales of $5,000, and you need to have 1 person that's a 4-star. That means that you have a 3rd generation going. And the next level after that is silver. And I met someone that's a silver when I was in Dallas, and this guy is already earning $2,000 a month. But he got to silver. He started in January, I think. Yeah, he launched his business in January, and I'm not sure when he hit silver. Like, I want to say a month ago, or maybe even 2 months ago. And he's maintaining and he was telling me that, well, he was telling Lisa, but I was listening, that he hasn't really worked his business in a month because he's been busy with his job, and his check hasn't dropped. And at silver, we qualify for the car bonus. The car bonus means, and the car bonus is, I'm not sure exactly how it's calculated, but it could be anywhere from $250 to $500 a month in car bonuses. To get to silver, you need 20 active first and second generation team cells of $100,000 into 4 stars, and then you get your car allowance. And at that level, you're getting paid on your 5th generation. So yeah, the income can be significant. And then after silver is gold, and then after gold is platinum. So once you 5-star is the last. After 5-star, then your business is just booming and almost growing at itself, because you have, I mean, it's still going to need a lot of your attention, but now it's going to be so easy to duplicate once you get to 5-star, because you have those leaders that are duplicating. And I think that's when the fun begins, when you see your team growing and your leaders growing. Make sense? Okay. Any questions? I don't want to keep you any longer. I think we covered enough. Does the recruiting, did it help any to have that recruiting chart? Does that make sense? Do you have any questions on the recruiting process? Do you feel pretty comfortable with just getting people to look and then taking them to the next step? I think the most important thing that I want you to remember, well, there's so many important points, but if they're not saying no, go from one presentation to another, from one tool to another. If they're not saying no, but they're not saying yes, well, let me send you some samples. Well, let me send you the book. And I usually don't offer the samples unless they say, well, I need to know what it tastes like. Well, wait, let me send you a sample, because I'm confident enough that they're going to like the sample. They're going to like the product. And there has been people that are like, oh, I can't take this, which just
you send the whole thing, though? Like with me, you just sent
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
And it all depends. I can't even tell you how I do it, because if I'm not like, well, I'm not sure. One thing with you, Valerie, is that I didn't want to steal you for Avon if you didn't want to go. You know what I mean? I didn't want to really say, well, I got away from Avon, you got to hear. So I was just kind of testing the water. Did I send you one? I only sent you one, right?
After we did the videos back and forth and stuff, I said, you asked me if I wanted to, you know what, I'd have to look. We've been chatting so much, it probably has 17 pages. But I think you sent me the book, you sent me one packet of the mix and one of the Life Shots. Yeah. And I think you sent me the full video, maybe. I think you sent me a...
yeah.
I think
presentation video.
You the wake-up call.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have that wake-up call. Okay, have you listened to it?
I did. I'm a good student.
Awesome. Yeah. So,
then you sent me the kit.
Oh, I did send you the kit. Yeah. I try to not, and a lot of people just send the kits and see, but I my kits are important to me.
Well, yeah, I just think if someone's kind of I don't want to waste it if they're not really.
Yeah. And
I like, because this was like $1 and then the book, so, I mean, it's not like you're giving a $50 thing in the mail for somebody to say, whatever, I mean.
Right. Exactly. So I'm, and that's what I've been doing. I'm kind of testing the waters, and I did the same thing with Dee. I sent her one, and she was like, "Oh, I'm ready to buy one," and I'm like, "Well, let me send you." And then I sent her the full kit. I actually broke it down, but I put it in a different box. I took everything out of the box and put it in a different, because I sent her the book with it. And then I have somebody that they were like, they haven't even placed an order yet, but I was kind of iffy about, I don't know, so I sold it to her for $20. My kids are important to me, so I'm like, how big is your excitement before I say, here, take this?
Well, I think it's different because it adds a little bit of value versus like Avon. It's like, here's a bunch of free stuff, and they never do anything with it. And there's no value of just giving everything away. Right. And I think the process of how everybody kind of moves through the chain, that makes sense. So if they're willing to go farther steps, that's one thing. But I just don't want to get these kits and just mail them all out, and then I get nothing out of it, and then
Exactly. So what I did, I don't know how many kits I opened. I can't remember. At least 3 or 4. I just take one sample and mail that. So I broke my kits up where I can just have the individual samples and mail that. But you know, I'm confident enough that they're gonna love it. But I do get it because there's so many companies out there that offer crap. You know, that I do get it that they want to taste it, because I was the same way. I told Lisa I need to try the product before I join. So, but yeah, yeah, yeah. Any feedback, guys? Anything that I can help you with? Anything that I can do better? And I will get better with the presentation thing next time. I'll practice before.
No, I think my big thing is I want to be able to do this with you with not having, you know, Lisa do everything, because I think it needs to be, like I said, duplicatable. That is my number one thing that sticks in my head is what Avon lacks. I don't want 1,000 different ways to get to the top. I want it to be simple for me to understand. I want my team to understand. I want them to, you know, be able to do this without making everything majorly complicated. Because that's what Avon does, and I just don't. I want the opposite of complicated.
Right, exactly. And I think I am going to finish our page this weekend, our website this weekend, because I want to post, like, you know, the three-way call, so everybody can just go on there and print it, and have a printout of how to get your team members started and the steps that you need to take, and the printout of how to do a strategy session. You know, because you're going to do the strategy session for your first generation, but you want the duplication. You want them to do it for their second generation, and it might be okay, because if you have someone that has no experience in any kind of network marketing or even Avon, they're going to feel a little easy. So you help them with the first strategy session. The second one, they do it, but you listen and give them feedback, and then by the third, they're on their own, and they're off duplicating. You know, and that's what I did with Lisa. I kind of weaned myself off of her. Like, you know, the first three-way call that she did with me, I recorded it. I asked both of them, "Are you okay, guys? I record this," and then so I can have that to go back and listen. And then I said, "Okay, well, listen, but just, you know, just hear me." And then I was off and running. And it's okay to, you know, let your people know as they get started. It's okay not to be perfect, and it's okay to give yourself permission to be lousy. Is my thing, you know. Be yourself permission to not do it right from the beginning, but be teachable. And that's where the plugging in comes in, because you plug in and you're listening, even if it's the same thing over and over and over, and you're at the trainings and listening and then you're getting validation with, oh, well, she didn't get off to a great start, and I didn't either. I feel better now. I'm off. You know, so awesome. Yeah, my goal is, oh, you guys, help me with I'm not very creative. Help me with the link. Our link is way too long. Partners-in-success-.net. I hate to describe it. It sounds awful. So help me think of what, I need to get a different URL for our team website that is easy to just rolls off your tongue and say, okay, go to this website and print the first 5 steps and get started, and then we'll hook up on this day to use your strategy session. So any ideas that you can think of with our URL, with the Partners in Success website, send them my way. I'm not very creative when it comes to things like that.
Sometimes I'm very creative, other times I'm not.
I'm not very creative. I'm always stealing things from people, because I was like, okay, that sounds good. Because I'm not creative at all. Okay. Becky, anything? You're good? Any feedback that you can offer?
I'm good.
Okay. Okay, good. So now, let's get those team members. Let's get your first team members on. Let's get them, yeah, they need to make some money. You need to make some money. We gotta get people on. And I don't just want you to be an ignition. I want you to be an ignition with your team. That's going to motivate you to be an ignition if you know that your leaders are going to be there. I want us to have the largest group there. And I think, if I remember correctly, what Lisa told me once is that 18 was the largest group that has ever been at Ignition. We can beat that. We can beat that. And we're going to, you know, we're going to break a record. So I'm excited. I'm excited to meet my goals. So we can together as a team represent, you know, Ignition. All right, guys. I think I'm good. It's already 3 o'clock, so I'm not going to drag this because I can talk forever. I hope that was useful. Think about your schedule because I don't know if I want to do team training every month or every 2 weeks. I do think that we need to meet as a group right now that we're just getting started more frequently for accountability and to brainstorm off each other, because every time I talk to you guys, both of you, I know I have told both of you the same thing. You guys are so smart. You guys, I don't want, and I don't want to be the smartest one in the team. I don't want to say, well, I look good.
Not attractive and witty and all those other things we are too.
Exactly. So I'm going to be able to tell everyone that like my team is awesome, and it's not me, it's my team that's so good. So yeah, so I want us to meet in a consistent basis for accountability and just to bounce ideas off each other. And if you think I'm doing something that makes no sense as a team, that I'm something.
Well, for me, mornings are good, especially once the boys are back in school. Because once the day starts to get going, once it gets time to pick them up and stuff, it's homework, sports, and all. And then the evenings, I could do like a conference call, but like to do this for me would probably work. Maybe after some of the other calls or whatever, because I do need to get out of the house and get stuff done too.
Yeah. Becky, I'm looking at my cheat chart here. You being at a way early time zone. What's the soonest that you can get on a conference, a webinar like this? 9 o'clock?
Yeah, that would be the earliest probably.
No, 6:30? No, I'm just kidding. So 9 o'clock will make it 9, 10, 11, 12. So that will make it 12 for you, Valerie. Are you okay with that? You're Eastern, right?
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12.
But then like 12 o'clock, then I'm done at 1, and then before you know it, it's...
Yeah. You lost your day.
Yeah, and that's the only thing, and that's one thing I was kind of guilty with Avon, is this frustration of trying to get everything done. Is before I even got to be out of the house, it was already time to pick Jacob up, because it's 2:30, which means, and we're 15 minutes out of town, so by 2 o'clock, I mean, I had to be en route ready to get him, and then Isaac's right behind him, and before, I got home, it was already 4 o'clock, so, I would like to use that kind of, 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock as my span that I can get stuff done, and use the calls and stuff on the time that I'm in the mornings, jammies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In the evening, pop on when they have these national ones. That might work great for people that do work, because they're not going to be able to get on the morning stuff and all of that. I mean, it's got to kind of duplicate for everybody, not just me, because I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Right. So how often do we want to be talking as a team? Once a week, every 2 weeks, once a month?
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah. What do you think, Becky? I'm going to call you Vicky.
At least every 2 weeks is good.
Every 2 weeks? Okay. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll talk every 2 weeks, do a quick training, and eventually I'm going to be asking you guys too to do a training or something that you feel like, oh wow, I just knocked that out of the park this week, and I want you to come and talk about it and train on it. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk that one-on-one, and then when you're ready to jump.
I just see an Avon box there, Becky, when you went.
Oh, darn dog. Yeah, that's all behind me, all Avon stuff.
Aren't you moving?
Yes, I haven't gotten to this part yet.
I know you guys aren't ready at that point like I am, but it feels so good to get all my Avon papers and throw them in the trash. I don't need this.
I've started doing that, but it's hard to say no a little bit, because I mean, I'm still making, without doing anything, $700 a month, and these numbers aren't quite ready to say no, but I'd like that to be quickly replaced because I don't want to do two things. I really don't. And I hate the process that Avon is driving everywhere and winter and all that. It's just, it's antiquated. And I think this is so much easier to give people links and send them things in the mail and talk to them than every 2 weeks have to drive to their house for a book that they don't even order from. But where's my book?
Yeah. I get it. I get it. And that's what I had said, that I was gonna not let go of my team just yet, but I was like, I'm just gonna let go. I was ready.
Like a Band-Aid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I love them, and I'm always gonna support them if they call me for help. But it was like, okay, I felt like I wasn't getting my books out was the thing, and it, you know. And like you say, you get books out and then they don't order, and and it was a mess. But anyway, another thing before we leave, I want to talk about, and Becky and I were talking about this yesterday, I believe, accountability. I think that's going to be huge for all of us, and I'm going to leave it up to you individually of how you want to share. But I would like for everyone, including me, to be sharing what we're doing and how many people we're talking to. So whether if it's you want to share just on our Facebook group and say, okay, I talked to this many people, or post your, I don't know, your tracking system as a file, attached file on the group. You know, I want this to be comfortable for you. You don't have to show me exactly what you're doing, but I know that if I have to report my numbers to Lisa, you know, I'm getting them done because she's texting me, hey, how many people did you talk to? And I'm like, wait, let me talk to a few more before I answer that.
No, I'm fine with that because I agree. Because it's too easy to let life happen and get behind the 8 ball. So I don't know an exact way, but I do like posting them.
Yeah. Easiest.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be the easiest. So just, you know, at the end of every night, whatever you want to say, 5 done, 3 done, 1 recruit, you know, whatever you want to say, we'll just, and maybe, you know, I'll find a picture, or if we come across one, post it on the group, something that talks about accountability, we'll post that picture, and then underneath that, we'll post our number.
Now, when you talk about 5 a day, does that include, like, people on our teams? Because there's only so many places in my town where I can go to talk to people, and Walmart is not the best. I'm not talking to people in jammies anymore. I'm not, you know, one with 17 kids.
No, but these are phone calls that you're going to be able to do from home. You don't have to be out talking to 5 people in person.
Well, once I go through my list, then I'm going to be done with my warm list. I'm going to need to go out and recruit. That's going to be a challenge for me to be out of.
And this is what I was talking about. Always have your list with you, because maybe you are at Walmart and you come across someone that's not on your list and you just run it down really quick. You're gonna be, or make a friend when you are out and about, and then eventually add them to your list. You're really going to be surprised if you're open to the possibilities of who can I talk to, how many people you can come across. And I have heard, and I haven't experienced that when I run out of people to talk to, because I do have a long list, but I have heard so many network marketers saying that you never run out of people to talk to. And Valerie, you are a people's person. So when you are out and about, make friends and then add them to your list. Even if you don't know her name, the cool lady I met at Walmart, the cool lady I met at the beach, you know?
Right, but I'm just saying, like, what I would usually do is try to hit, you know, the places where most of the traffic is, and I'm not going to just go up to the person that looks the poorest and go, you look like you need money, type of thing.
No, and that's what I'm saying. You're not. Yeah. I'm not telling you to attack them, but you're making a friend, and then you add them to your list, and then you go back and you see them again at the pool, and maybe you started a cool conversation, and you say, hey, are you on Facebook? Let's connect.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just I think for right now, Valerie, be open-minded to the possibilities of making new friends. And, you know, something that has helped me tremendously, and this was even when I was with Avon, I would say my affirmations every day. I'm open and receptive to any person or people that are going to help me meet my goal. And throughout the day, I was like, oh, this, oh, that, or, I was just thinking of ideas and thinking of people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you're not going to, but hey, maybe you can't say, maybe you're not going to say, hey, you're fat, you need to try my product. But this goes back to Richard teaching us how to prospect. You're just going to ask questions. You're going to say, so where are you from? I've never seen you in this area. Or how long have you been working here if you're at Walmart? Start asking those questions so that they can give you an idea of, oh, I hate my job, whatever. And then maybe you can say, well, listen, I know this is crazy because we just met, but are you open to the possibilities of how you can earn extra cash flow? Can I get your number and I'll email you a video? You know what I mean? But that's going to take practice. But
Okay.
for right now, focus on making friends and being curious. Just asking questions. Even if by the end you didn't say anything about your business, but you got them to start talking.
Yeah, it's just what really kills me is the winter months and no school and snow days and stuff. I am trapped at home and I can't get out and about to talk to people. So it would be challenging to find 5 new people a day to talk to.
Right now your goal is to get to 5 people a day to get to 5-star. Once you get to 5-star, then you can take your pedal off the brake and maybe 2 people a day. Take your pedal off the gas and then do 2 people a day.
Because I'm saying this is a good time because people are out and about and stuff. But that was my biggest challenge with Avon is after Christmas, people physically couldn't get out, and you can't run a business when we are a physical business person. And then when you do get pockets of time, everybody's just rushing around to stock up before the next snowstorm. So people aren't open to talking when that type of thing.
And then remember your tracker. Somebody told you, no, I'm not interested, but you're going to ask, hey, can I check back with you in a couple of months? Then that's what you're going to be doing.
So it's really just 5, even if it's follow-ups and stuff too, not necessarily every single day trying to find 5 brand new people.
Right. In the beginning, it is. Right now, it is find 5 new people. But then you'll get to the point where as long as you're doing activity, it doesn't have to be 5.
Okay. That makes me happy because I have a list of at least 70 that I can contact, but like I said, that'll be done here in the next couple weeks.
And once you get that momentum going, I bet you're going to get too excited to stop. So talk to those 70 people and see where that takes you, and then reevaluate.
Then you have duplication too of those people once they get started and stuff too.
Exactly. Then you're going to be busy helping them with 3-way calls and training and stuff. Exactly. So no worries. Right now, focus on getting launched and getting your money back. And talking to your list. But keep your list in front of you because I bet that if you think about it, you can come up with 200 people that you haven't thought of yet. Okay? All right.
Yeah, I got on my Avon team, but I'm... some of those people might not be.
I tried recruiting 2 people from my team, and that's it. I haven't talked to anybody else. Only 2 people, and they said no. And the only reason I talked to those 2 because they really weren't active with A1, and I know they wanted something better. But they weren't even looking. I think one they watched the video. I don't even remember. So I haven't talked to anybody on my team. So don't worry about your team.
What about
let them come to you.
What about removed reps?
Yeah, you can ask. That's a good idea. I know A1 didn't work for you, but I have this new business, and you want to just take a look? Yeah.
I have a lot removed because they don't. In my area, I don't know, one of the biggest challenges with the removed people is we have people that don't even have $10. So my manager gives them a free kit and all that mess, and then they get some orders, but then they don't have anybody that has any money to even pay, nor do they have debit cards or any way to even get money. So some of these people are, I just don't want to go that route because it's, the whole purpose of doing this is getting a different level of clientele versus trying to find the most brokest person you can and trying to raise them to have, they don't think that way. And that's what the book said. It says don't always look at those rags to riches stories. Every company has them, but that's not reality. You can't turn somebody with a $10 mindset into a $1 million thinker.
Yeah, I kept trying to find a Sylvia Tamayo, never did.
Good point.
Yeah, how many Lisa Wilbers do we have out there? But Avon just wants to shove her in everybody's face. It's like, it's not, and she even said on her thing, what I did, not everyone's going to be able to do. I'm like, so what's the point? If you can't duplicate that, well, how do we... Yeah. That's why I want to do this. I want it to be easier for people, not because you're special or you live in a great area or, you know, your husband lets you do what you want type of stuff. Not everyone has that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, for now, just start talking to people. Work on your list and see where you end up with that. But add to it when you get a chance. Think about, okay, who? You know, I love the idea that you said about your reunion, your school reunion that is coming up. You know, collect those business cards. You know, you're not going to say, hey, you want to join my team? But you're just going to
I know. Isabel, you should have talked to me sooner. I just bought Vistaprint ones that I made up with Zach and I on them. Now I got to get new ones.
For Avon?
You should have caught me before I bought my Avon ones.
Man, it's okay.
Man.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, guys. I think that's all I got.
Okay.
Good start. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll set the date for our next one. On the next one, we're going to talk about, okay, the steps to get your team members started.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, as soon as you start adding people to your team, I want your team. I don't want to do what I did with Davon, where I was the hero. I want us to work. I want us to work as a team. I want us to be partners in success as a team. But I want your team to see you as the leader. So as soon as you start adding, yeah. As soon as you start adding people to your team, I'm going to be asking you, okay, Valerie, okay, Becky, what are you going to train on this coming week? You know, so start thinking about that. What's your mojo? What do you like to talk about? What do you feel comfortable with? But you're not going to know until you get to into action with it. So, okay? All right.
Okay.
Guys. We're good?
We're good.
We're good.
All right. Thank you, guys. Talk to you guys soon. It was great seeing y'all. I'm gonna get this right, so next time it'll be easier to get on.
Well,
But
next
this is
Oh, we got to figure it out, too.
where we can see each other. Yeah. So this is being recorded, and I'm only gonna post it on our team, so Dee and can see it.
Great.
But it was our first one, so we'll get better at this.
Okay.
Yes? Are they going to see us or just...
Yeah. No, they're gonna see everything here. They're gonna see everything here.
They're going to see my
Oh.
Avon there.
It's okay. We're
It'll be
good.
better next time. I'm going to work on clearing out this area.
Yeah. Or move your computer where nobody can see the background.
Oh, there's a good idea.
There's my chart that I had on Facebook, and I was going to do that before the webinar, and I forgot. But I have three. But I bought three, and this is going to be my for each 5-star. I'm going to help them track and see who's going to make it, because we are going to be platinum by the time we get to ignition. It's going to be awesome. We're going to get spoiled by Richard when we're there.
I'm going to make me a chart.
All right, guys. Talk to you soon. See you on Facebook. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.